BTS begins again not simply as a continuation of what once was, but as a renewal shaped by time, growth, and the quiet resilience that has always defined their journey, because the meaning of beginning is different when it carries the weight of everything that came before it, from the trembling uncertainty of their earliest days to the global stages that echoed with millions of voices singing in unison. And now this new chapter unfolds with the kind of calm confidence that only comes from having endured distance, transformation, and the long pause that tested both the group and the people who love them, a pause filled with solo explorations, personal reflection, and the rediscovery of identity beyond the shared spotlight. Yet even in separation, the invisible thread that binds them never frayed. It only stretched across continents and schedules and expectations until the moment it could draw them back together again. And when that moment arrives, it does not explode with sudden noise but rises slowly like dawn, soft and inevitable, carrying with it memories of practice rooms, handwritten lyrics, late-night conversations about dreams that once seemed too large to name, and the knowledge that those dreams have already been lived yet are not finished. Because beginning again is not about returning to the past but about stepping forward with everything learned, every scar and every triumph folded into the music, into the choreography, into the way they stand beside one another with a familiarity that needs no performance. And the world that greets them now is not the same world they left. Audiences have changed, the industry has shifted, time has moved relentlessly onward, but there remains a space shaped exactly like them. A space built by years of sincerity and storytelling and the rare kind of authenticity that turns listeners into companions rather than spectators. So when BTS begins again, it feels less like a comeback and more like a homecoming. A recognition between artists and audience that growth has happened on both sides. That the people who once found comfort in their songs have also navigated their own seasons of change. And now they meet in a new place where nostalgia and anticipation exist together. Where familiar harmonies carry unfamiliar depth. Where the choreography holds echoes of earlier eras but moves with a maturity that cannot be taught, only lived. And in this beginning there is also risk because expectations can be heavier than any award, yet they have always transformed pressure into momentum, turning doubt into fuel, turning the fear of ending into the courage to start again. And perhaps that is why their story continues to resonate, because it mirrors the universal cycle of falling apart and rebuilding, of losing certainty and finding purpose again, of standing at the edge of something unknown and choosing to step forward anyway. And as new music emerges, it will not erase the past but converse with it, weaving old themes of youth, identity, and self-acceptance into reflections shaped by adulthood, responsibility, and the awareness of time's passage, their voices carrying textures of experience that cannot be imitated, only felt. And fans will hear not just melodies but the quiet evidence of years spent becoming. And stages will once again fill with light, yet the meaning of that light will be deeper because absence has taught the value of presence, because distance has clarified connection, because the silence between eras has made the return of sound more profound. And this is the paradox of beginning again. It is both an ending and a continuation, a closing of one chapter and the opening of another that could not exist without it. And in the choreography of their reunion there will be subtle moments that reveal how much has changed, a glance that lasts a fraction longer, a harmony that blends with greater ease, a shared laughter that carries relief as well as joy, the small human details that remind